Hey everyone, thanks for coming to class. This is an express flow yoga. Um, and so it's a little over 30 minutes. Whatever time of day that you're coming on board, you can just start by having some sense of amazement perhaps at all the things that have lined up so that you can or want to be giving some attention to your inner experience right now. And as far as any props that you need, we'll keep it simple. I've got a blanket on my mat. It's folded up a couple of times to give me just a wee bit of height for sitting. If we're going to begin in that posture, and if you have need for something that's higher, then it might be a cushion or a firm pillow. And if we're able to sit cross-legged, then start by placing the left heel in and then bring the right foot in front. You could also boost up your knees, or you could sit in a chair. Good. We'll come to either letting the gaze be just in front, down the tip of the nose with the eyes slightly open, or you can close your eyes completely. Resting the palms in the lap, up or down, and just letting your attention rest in that area, in the hands, in the palms, as a way to start the practice, to start the journey to being present. So when we can put our attention on a body part that's a little further away from the heart, the face, less reactivity, that can be a way of anchoring and grounding. So just see what might be here in the hands. So feeling of warmth or temperature or contact with the thighs or each other. However little it is, whatever you can feel, let that be where your awareness rests. Becoming present to the entire body in this posture, in this shape. Continuing to bring the awareness back to the hands. Lots of other things going on, other senses, hearing and sight, an awareness of busyness of mind. Gently bring the attention back to the hands. We're going to take a few breaths to just regulate, balance the right and left hemispheres of the brain. So we'll breathe for about 8 breaths in through the left nostril and then the same thing through the right. So you can let your right thumb just close off slightly just above that little indent where the nostril flares out, placing the thumb there. And if you don't have a cold or allergies, then allow the breath to just come in and out through the left nostril. Doesn't have to be a really firm squeeze of your right thumb, just a gentle. You start to feel anxious, you're not getting enough oxygen in, that's okay. You can just take your natural breath. But if you have a relatively clear pathway there, this can be really nice to reset and calm the nervous system. So let's take about 3 more breaths there. Good, and then we'll switch. So whatever's comfortable, but Traditionally, the ring finger would close off the left side of the nostril in the same spot. You can also use your left hand just to hold the elbow of the right arm. And with that gentle close, then breathing in and out through the right side. About 8 slow breaths there, so no rush. Let's take 2 more. And then release the arm down. Take a deep breath in through the nose now, both sides. Hold it there, draw the belly in. And then exhale through an open mouth, deflating the belly. Let's do 1 more, sipping it in through both sides of the nose. Hold on full. Belly draws in and up a little bit. And exhale, open mouth. And then a couple more breaths. In and out through the nose with the lips closed if that's comfortable. Good, we're going to start to circle now. Use your hands on your thighs to reach your chest forward and then draw the belly in and back as you stir around. Collarbones move forward. Your sits bones might lift a little bit. You might need to adjust what's underneath yourself. If you're sitting in a chair, then you can do the same thing. With your hands on your thighs a little closer together. And just rolling around in this direction. Another circuit. Slow it down, come back to center. Reach the right fingertips out and the left arm up and take a side stretch over to the right. Press down through the left sits bone and lengthen out through the left fingertips. You start to square the shoulders up to look towards the right hand. Ribs are drawing in and then open up the chest to the ceiling. You might look up and then again square the shoulders towards the right. And then open the chest to the ceiling once more. Exhale. It's like you're trying to find a cat in the lower belly. Reach, reach, reach with the left arm. Come on up, inhale, and exhale, left arm comes down. Let's change the cross of the legs. So open up, lean back, and place the left foot in front this time. Now the tricky part is we'll circle around, try and go in the direction that's different from what you just did. If you can figure that out, I'm not sure. Belly draws in, and it doesn't matter if you don't know. Belly draws in on the way back, and then chest reaches forward. Use the arms, gently press against the thighs. You might wobble a little bit. Cross the sits bones, shifting the weight from left to right. 1 more circle in that direction. Back into center. Left fingertips walk out. Right arm reaches up. Just a straight stretch, lift. Right sits bone presses and crawl into the side stretch. Take a couple breaths there, opening up under the gills, right side. A bend in the left elbow. Now start to lift the ribs a little up and over towards the left. Square the shoulders towards the left. Reach with the right fingertips. Open to the ceiling on the inhale. Chest to ceiling and then exhale. Reaching with the right arm. Squaring shoulders to the left. And once more. To open it up. And exhale there. Let's come on back up. Inhale and exhale, bring the arms down. 1 more time, let's change the cross of the legs. So the right leg is in front, and then we're going to extend the right leg over to the side. You can press out through the heel. There's some space underneath the knee, tight hamstrings, that's fine. You can tuck a pillow underneath there. Lifting up on the fingertips. Sole of the left foot is coming up towards the right thigh, keeping yourself upright like so, or walking the hands forward for a few waves, lifting the chest, inhale. And then exhale to fold. Lengthen on the inhale, root down through the sits bones as you exhale. Maybe you're more upright, just breathing in and out, waves of energy. Good, let's lift it up now and switch it up. So left leg comes out to the side, right heel comes in. This left leg doesn't have to be too far out. You may have a bend at the knee, might have support underneath the knee. Open up the shoulders. Stay here or walk the hands forward for those 3 breaths, just feeling the waves of pranic energy, the lifting and the softening, lengthening the spine. One more breath there. And release. Let's lift it up and bring both knees to bend. Drop the knees over to the left and press into the right shin. Lifting up through the right hip. Back to center. Inhale. Moving with the breath. Exhale. Pressing the left shin down. Through center on the inhale, right shin presses. Press into the left hand and roll the right femur bone around so you're looking over your left shoulder. Let's stay there for 2 breaths. Maybe the breath can be the source for your attention to follow it. Traveling all the way up the spine and all the way back down. Let's come through center. Drop the knees over towards the right. And this time, let the ball of the left hip roll forward, the femur bone. You can walk your right hand around a little more and come into the shape on this side for 2 breaths. Just feeling how the oxygen is moving a little bit differently in the lungs or in the lower lungs. Inhale. Come back to center. Let's take the legs forward and shake them out. Swish windshield wiper. Good, and then let's bring ourselves into a bit of a squat. So take the feet a little bit wide. You could roll up your towel if that helps to give yourself a boost for your hips to come down on. Or you can place your heels right on top of it. It's a little bit easier. You can keep your hands on the floor. I know we're just starting to warm up. If you have your balance and if this is comfortable, you can take your hands into prayer at the heart and lift the spine a little bit more for 3. Waking up the hip flexors for 2. And 1, we'll tuck the chin towards the chest now. Bring the fingertips back to the floor. Press into the balls of the feet and start to lift the hips up. You can take a lift out if it's underneath the heels and fold over the legs, shaking out the head and letting the arms dangle or gently holding opposite elbows. Shift your torso around here, left and right. Traction it out, and then the weight shifting forward and back to feel your arches. Wiggle the toes. Let your head be like a ripe piece of fruit, and then behind the knees. So this is hamstring, not back of knee stretch. Release the arms, take a breath in. And then exhale, start to roll up. And take a couple more breaths and go slowly. Keep the knees bent. Come up about 2/3 of the way. Place your palms on your thighs. Bring the attention back into the hands. Loop the shoulders and come into cow shape and extension in the upper spine, but keeping some core engagement. And then press palms and curve it into cat. Inhale, open. And exhale, belly draws in, rounding the back. Once more, loop the shoulders. Inhale, stick the seat out. And then exhale, press the palms. Start to walk the hands up. Bring the rest of your spine curling up, loop the shoulders up and around and do a few circles of the arms there. We'll just keep the elbows bent so we explore the range of movement here. And then reach and wrap the arms behind the back. Either clasp the hands together, press the palms, or you can hook the thumbs together. The shoulders are pretty tight. Or even just reach the palms back with the palms facing up. Legs are on the straighter side and we're lifting up through the breastbone, maybe sending the eyes up towards the ceiling. Let's bend the knees again and come into a chair pose. And then fold over the legs. If you've got your hands there, let the arms move away from the back. Drop into the seat, inhale. And exhale, take it back. Forward fold. Once more, inhale, coming up. And then straighten the legs, come all the way up. Reach the arms. Looking up and exhale, fold over the legs, moving into our flow. We'll come up halfway here. And belly to thighs, fold again. Just getting on to the breath, reaching up. Trace the center line back to the heart for an exhale, pause, and release the arms, and then inhale again. Let's do that one more time, fold on the exhale. Lengthen halfway, breathing in. And fold, exhale. And press into the feet, come all the way up. Inhale, hook the thumbs, press down through the feet and take it into a side stretch. Either side, doesn't matter. Press into the feet again, lengthen up, switch the cross of the thumbs and take it over the other way. And let's come back to center and fold over the legs. Lengthen halfway. We're going to take the right leg back into a low lunge and keep the right knee lifted. You can tap that knee down if you prefer. We'll do some rocking lunges so the knee can be down or up so that as the hips draw up and back, both legs would straighten out. Shift into low lunge. You can use blocks or books underneath your hands as well. And then peel the belly up and back. Try to keep your front ribs connected with your front thigh. Lower on the inhale, open the heart. And then exhale, take it back. Let's shift into the low lunge. Press the palms down. Lean the weight a little bit forward and let's step to plank pose. I'm going to hold the plank for 5 breaths, pressing into the inner palm, index finger, thumb pad, 4. Puffing up the back of the heart for 3. Your knees could be down for 2. And let's tap the knees here now and just lower a couple of inches for chaturanga. Press straight up on the inhale. Lower a couple of inches, narrow the elbows. Yoga push-ups. Inhale, press up. Exhale, this time slowly take it all the way down. Elbows brush the rib cage. Loop the shoulders back and draw the chest forward. Slide the arms back and flip the palms towards the ceiling. Tuck your thumbs in and wrap your fingers around your thumbs to stretch the back of the wrists. Try to curl the knuckles a little closer towards the wrists for 3. 2, so we've got that upper back bend, belly's drawing in. And 1, lower, slide the hands to low ribs, palms or fists, and press up through table. Take the knees wide into child's pose and come onto the fingertips to stretch the back of the wrists again for 3, 2, and 1. Let's come through table. And curl the toes under and press up, downward facing dog. And bend the knees, lengthen out the spine, press away from the palms, just to get into that. Shift your heels over towards the right, maybe let them drop a little bit there. So you get that stretch in the outer left IT band. High on the tiptoes, inhale, center and drop the heels over. Left side, press the right palm. Inhale through center. Let's bring the feet a little closer together so we can take the right leg up and back and open up the hip. Just point the toes there. And then bend the knee for 3, 2, 1. Three-legged dog. Level the hips and bring the right knee towards the nose. Lift the heel high. Step the right foot up. And take just one breath there in this version of the low lunge. Push off the right foot and bring the left foot back up towards the front and fold over the legs. Press into the feet, come all the way up again. Inhale. Hook the thumbs together, exhale over to one side, either side. Center on the inhale, switch the cross of the thumbs and exhale into the side stretch. Half moon pose, come back up. Fold over the legs, we'll do the second side. Lengthen halfway, inhale. And exhale, this time the right leg stepping back. Oh, sorry, it's the left leg. My bad. Make sure it's the opposite leg. And you could tap the back knee down. You could have something underneath your hands, or it's a short practice. Can engage a little bit of core to feel lighter in the legs. We'll do rocking lunges and your back knee could be down. Going to lift the right hip crease up and back and keep connected belly to thigh. Come forward to the low lunge on the inhale and then exhale, drawing up and back. Inhale, that front leg may just be a little bit on the straighter side. Doesn't have to be anything going on behind the knee. This time in that low lunge, come back again. Lean some weight into the palms and step into plank pose. Let's take those 5 breaths again. And you could also make this a forearm plank, so you could be down on the elbows, clasping the hands for 4, 3, 2, and 1. If you're in that high plank, and you might want to have your knees down, we're going to do the yoga push-ups again, a couple inches down and then a press up. So that strong plank from the knees to the crown of the head. On the last one, lower all the way down. And reach the legs long again. Just rest the forehead and fly the arms back again. Leave the shoulders, palms to the ceiling. See if you can bring the hands a little closer together behind your seat. Don't clasp them or anything, but just this is a lot of good work and counter for the overstretch of the upper back. You can roll the marble forward, and you might lift the legs as well for 3. And Shalabhasana for 2. And 1, lower. Palms to low ribs, or use your fists to press up again through table. Into child's pose, fingertips for 3, 2, and 1. Shifting back, hands and knees. Toes curl under. Let's take downward facing dog. Just give the head a shake. Knees may still have quite a bend. Let's walk the feet together. Stretch the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. I like to bend my right knee quite a bit to square the hips to start. And then open up the hips and open up the left hip, point the toes. Hug the right inner thigh to center. And bend the left knee, let the right heel or right cheek get close to the left heel. And then straighten that leg out again, inhale. And bring the left knee towards the nose, shift the shoulders forward, and let's sit back to that low lunge on the inhale. Push off the back foot, fold over the legs, exhale there. Press into the feet, come all the way up, inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips. Let's step the right leg way back and just take a high lunge here. Can adjust that your feet are comfortably apart, you have your balance. You might have a wee bend in that back knees, feeling for the hips facing forward. We'll do a few of those movements, just releasing the arms. And so we'll straighten the legs and circle the arms, some kind of coordination. Bend the knees on the exhale And then reach up, pull the drawstring at the waist. Exhaling here. And inhale, reach up. And exhale, drop. Inhale, reach up. And this time, as we reach the arms up, we'll come all the way down onto that back knee. You might put some padding here. Bring the left thumb into the hip crease and take it into the side stretch. And back to center, bring the right hand down, pick up the back knee, spin the right fingers out a little bit, and we'll start to revolve the rib cage over towards the left for 3, 2, and 1. Palms press. We'll step right back downward facing dog. Let it go. Just come high on the tiptoes, inhale. And then exhale, walk towards the front. Halfway lengthen and fold on the exhale. Press into the feet, come all the way up. Breath comes in and then hands come back to heart. Finishing the breath cycle. Release the hands to the hips, and this time we'll step the right leg back. I think I'm mixing things up. It's the left leg. So second side, low lunge, sorry about that. Little bend in the back knee, tailbone long. Arms are gonna reach up and both legs straighten, inhale. And then exhale, bend both knees deeply. Getting into that left hip flexor psoas. Reach it up, straighten. And then exhale, bend. Reach up. Big open heart, and then exhale. Start to track the left knee to the floor as the arms reach up here. Take a moment, have your legs at right angles, padding underneath that left knee. Bring your right thumb into the right hip crease and take it into side stretch. A little bit of a diagonal. For 1, 2, and 3. Come back up, bring your left palm to the floor, spin the fingers out and pick up the back knee. Hug the right hip crease in, wrap the left ribs under and open to the side for 3, 2, 1. Chest to the floor, palms pressed, stepping back downward facing dog. Let's take another breath cycle here. Good, and then we'll take the pigeon pose, so right knee to right wrist. Shifting into a pigeon pose that might want to have the blanket or pillow underneath the right sits bone. There's many variations of this pose. The back leg can be straight and we'll keep it upright. Or both knees can be bent and you can have your front shin parallel with the front of the mat. Look a little more like that. Front shin parallel with the short edge of the mat, and then your thigh parallel with the long edge. Neither one of those is good for your knee. Any pain in the knee, forget it. Bring yourself onto your back for the figure 4 shape, and we'll take 3 breaths there. You can lengthen out of the pelvis if you like and lower down for 3, 2, and 1. Let's shift over to the right hip. Bring the left leg around. We're going to cross the left knee on top of the right knee. So this may not be for everybody. So if you're feeling anything in the knees, straighten out your right leg and just let the left knee kind of dangle there. It'd be more of a hamstring stretch. Whichever one you're in, fingertips behind the back to sit tall. You might bow forward if you have both knees bent. You could also have your blanket or pillow supporting underneath that left thigh. If it makes sense for your spine to fold forward, you could tuck your chin in front of your knee for 3, 2, and 1, lifting up, and shifting out of the pose. And we'll come right back to downward facing dog. So let's do the second side. From downward facing dog, and you can decide if you'd rather just be on your back for figure 4. Left knee towards the left wrist. First option to straighten out the right leg, press the top of the right foot, and come up onto the fingertips. Second option is to bend both knees and have your left shin parallel with the short edge of your mat. And you might boost your seat up onto a pillow. You can use your fingers to a little bit energetically press the floor away sideways. And you can bring your chest forward any amount or rest your forehead palm on palm. If you're on your back, left ankle above the right knee. And breathing here for 3, 2, 1. If you're staying on your back, you can just cross your knees and let your shins kind of dangle apart and hold your shins, drawing your knees in. However, if you're shifting over to the left hip, then cross your right leg over the left. You can wiggle your knees so they're closer together and your sits bones are grounded, maybe on a bit of support, or have that bottom leg straight out in front. Fingertips lift the heart, and then if you're feeling interested, to bring the spine a little bit forward. Both knees are bent, then you might let your back round and chin rest in front of the knee for 3. Hugging the right hip crease back and down for 2. And 1. Let's press to lift up and exit the pose, uncrossing the legs and drumming them out one more time, windshield wiper. If you're on your back, just extend the legs to the ceiling and kick, kick, kick. So just an option if you'd like to finish with an inversion. We've had a lot of heat, tiring stuff, and lots of transitions. And this is a really great pose to do before bed as well. If you're doing this class later, you can be using a wall or a chair, but to just demonstrate the wall version, bringing the hips up close to the wall, and then letting the legs come up. So there should be no work at all. You could also have your bottom up close to a chair or your couch and let your knees be bent with your shins, your calves resting on the cushion. Letting your arms move wide into wings or a cactus. You could also have your heels fall open if you're at the wall. This is just if you'd like a bit of a stretch for the inner groin area. The support of the wall can be really helpful. I'm just going to close the practice here, or perhaps you're just in your bed in a traditional Shavasana shape, resting on the ground. Wherever you are, just let the awareness come back to the palms. Notice the palms, any sensations in the palms. Vibration, tingling, temperature or breeze, or nothing. It's not wrong to feel nothing. Letting your attention rest here. No sign that there's anything going wrong here if the mind is pretty busy or there's an emotional resonance. Just keep bringing it back to the palms. You may be nodding off to nap time, and that's totally fine. If you're ready to move on with your activities and want to officially close out the practice, just seal the practice and take the next few moments to transition through to lying on your side. Just be aware if your legs have been up on something, shifting yourself away from the wall or the chair. And then taking a seated posture for a moment to rest the palms back in the lap or at the heart, even over the heart, both of the palms pressing and feeling what might be there, the beating of the heart, the movement of the breath. Appreciating yourself for the effort, for the courage that it takes to show up to what's here in your inner experience. Namaste. The light in me bows to the light in each of you. Thanks for joining.